Welcome to Zambia, a land of breathtaking natural wonders and diverse cultures. Home to the Victoria Falls, one of the 7 wonders of the world. Zambia boasts a rich cultural heritage, captivating wildlife and a promising future. Zambia is a nation rich in both history and modernity. In the heart of Zambia lies Lusaka, the capital and largest city located in the southern part of the Central Plateau. Lusaka is one of the fastest developing cities in southern Africa. With a population of about 3.3 million, Lusaka is a center of both commercial and government in Zambia and connects to the country's 4 main highways, heading north, south, east, and west. Lusaka has several cultural facilities such as museums and galleries, which include Lusaka National Museum and Henry Tayali Gallery. The city also has several parks such as Mundawanga Environmental Park, Lusaka National Park, and Chaminuka Nature Reserve that offer visitors a chance to see wildlife up close. Within this dynamic city lies the Information and Communications University, ICU, a place where education and traditions merge with future-focused learning, a place where innovation and research thrive. With a commitment to providing industrial-oriented academic qualifications, ICU stands as a beacon of higher learning education in Zambia, serving over 5,000 students on both distance and full-time learning modes. But what sets ICU apart? It's our core values. At ICU, we cherish freedom of thought and expression, foster innovativeness and creativity, uphold good governance integrity, promote teamwork, professionalism, and responsible citizenship. We believe in strengthening national cohesion and inclusiveness. Our programs are designed to nurture problem-solving skills, a vital asset for job creation in Zambia. We emphasize critical thinking, creative reasoning, and informed decision-making. Our vision is clear: to be a leading provider of quality education across Africa. Our motto: delivering an ICT-enabled education with excellence. Whether you're passionate about technology, engineering, agriculture, or business, ICU offers a diverse range of programs tailored to your ambitions. Our School of Engineering offers unique programs such as Bachelor of Science in Agriculture with Education, Bachelor of Information and Communications Technology with Education, and more. In our School of Humanities and Business, you can explore degrees in Development Studies, Human Resource Management, Journalism, and various other fields. Education is about making a real impact. ICU proudly partners with the Zambia Research and Development Center, ZRDC, to offer scholarships and contribute to Zambia's social and economic growth. Our global reach extends far and wide. Collaborations with institutions like Volgograd State Socio-Pedagogical University in Russia and the Academy of Maritime Education and Training in Chennai, India, offer unique opportunities for our students. In a groundbreaking initiative, ICU has joined hands with the Zambia Correctional Service to provide tertiary education to inmates, fostering rehabilitation and brighter futures. At ICU, education goes beyond textbooks. Our vibrant campus hosts numerous associations, sports, and organizations that enrich the students' experience. Our commitment to excellence shines through the remarkable achievement of our alumni who have made significant contributions to society. So, why choose ICU? Because here, you will find more than education. You will discover a community that nurtures your dreams and empowers you to shape the future. Information and Communications University, driving the thrill for the nation in research and innovation.
Good evening and welcome to Icu TV main news. Tonight we bring to you a mix of critical development, heartfelt gestures, and international intrigue. Let's take a quick look at the stories making headlines. Health Minister reaffirms open door policy and commitment to volunteer recruitment. FRA sets maize buying price at 340 kwacha per 50 kg bag for the 2025 season. Zambia signs key agreements for sustainable development. More than 200 inmates escape Pakistan jail after earthquake. Zambia strengthens youth and sport ties with China. With the details, I am Chipepe Gracie. In a clarifying address to the nation, Health Minister Dr. Elijah Mujima has reaffirmed the ministry's open door policy, emphasizing continued dialogue and collaboration with professional associations to enhance healthcare delivery. Responding to concerns surrounding the employment of resident doctors, Dr. Muchima clarifies he has not stated there is no money to employ them. He acknowledges the growing number of medical graduates compared to the limited infrastructure and resources, which makes it difficult to absorb all at once. Despite these constraints, he reaffirms that every recruitment phase has concluded. Doctors, this year's plan to recruit 2,000 health workers, he says he will give priority to long-serving volunteers, including those who served during the cholera outbreak in line with Hijilema's directive. Dr. Mchima highlights the need for balanced recruitment across various cadres such as physiotherapists and theatre nurses to support a well-rounded healthcare system. He assures the public that the government values the dedication of all volunteers and remains fully committed to integrating them into the public health workforce.
First and foremost, the nation didn't interview me. I never said there is no money to employ the doctors. Let's go into context of issues. Don't just react when you see something in the tabloid. The issue of medical doctors or resident medical doctors is this. We said, yes, the numbers are overwhelming against the fiscal space. What I mean is, it is desirable for the government to employ everyone. But the money, we need to look at the infrastructure. We need to look at the medicines. We need to look at other cadres other than doctors and nurses alone. Each time there has been recruitment, doctors had their own share, including the heroes participation of volunteers, the presidential directive, all those, we employed them. And even 2024 recruitment, doctors were there, they have been there. And even this year, the 2020, we've got 2,000 this year, 2025, they are there. When I'm saying limited fiscal space is this, that it's not possible to employ all of them at one time, leaving out other cadres such as clinicians, radiotherapists, theatre nurses, and what have you. We have to bear. And I'm saying volunteers are giving a service which we appreciate a lot. And those will be given a priority. We had a meeting with the resident medical doctors here. We agreed on the way forward that when we are recruiting the 2,000, we shall look at the age of applicants. Those who have been pending for 4 years, 3 years, will have a priority. We shall give them more priority. And this government under Hakainde Hichilema, the president of the Republic of Zambia, they have prioritized, this government has prioritized health care services. That's why you have seen there is plenty of medicines in the hospitals. That's why you have seen recruitment. We are now at 21,000 in 3 years, only in 3 years. That is the money we're talking about. And even this year is every year we are employing. How could I say there is no money when yet we are employing this year 2,000? Please, let's put the context of these issues correctly.
The Food Reserve Agency, FRA, announces the maize buying price for the 2025 crop marketing season, setting the setting it at 340 kwacha per 50 kilogram per bag. The decision follows consultations with key stakeholders, including the Ministry of Agriculture, the Zambia National Farmers Union, and the Millers Association of Zambia. FRA Board Chairperson Suresh Desai states the agency aims to purchase 543,000 metric tons of maize and 10,000 metric tons of rice this season. A 40-kilogram bag of paddy rice will be bought at 300 kwacha. To facilitate the buying process, 1,428 satellite depots are opened nationwide, creating over 2,000 seasonal jobs. Farmers are encouraged to prioritize household food security before selling their produce. The Food Reserve Agency emphasizes that the set price is an offer under the principle of willing seller and willing buyer, not a mandatory floor price. As rural depots prepare for peak trading season, road traffic concerns in Eastern Province have become a top priority. The Road Traffic Agent and Safety Agency (RTCA), led by CEO and Director Engineer Amon Mwimba, is engaging stakeholders in Eastern Province to address the rising number of road traffic crashes involving bikers. The Road Traffic Agents said the initiative comes in response to the alarming number of road crashes victims being treated at Chipata General Hospital, particularly in ward that has earned the nickname Gatoma due to the overwhelming influx of patients. This stark reality highlights the strain these crashes are placing on the region's healthcare system. During their visit, the RTSA team stressed that the urgent need for collaboration among stakeholders to curb the growing numbers of crashes. They met with the key figures including His Royal Highness, the Paramount Chief Mpezeni, the Provincial Permanent Secretary, and health officials. All stakeholders acknowledge the severity of the situation and commit to working together to reduce road traffic accidents. The RATA is determined to tackle issues head-on, aiming to eliminate the need for a Gatoma ward at the hospital. This engagement marks a crucial step towards improving road safety in Eastern Province as stakeholders unite to develop strategies to prevent accidents and create a safer transportation environment for everyone. Meanwhile, Minister of Green Economy and Environment Mike Mposha has signed two key agreements and launched a honey processing plant in Chipata, Eastern Province. These initiatives represent a major step forward in Zambia's efforts towards sustainable development. The agreements signed include the Nested Emission Reduction Performance Agreements and a memorandum of understanding between the government and Komako Community Markets for Conversations. Both are part of the Eastern Province Jurisdictional Sustainable Landscape Program, which promotes forest conservation, climate change mitigation, and community-led development. As part of the same initiative, Mike Mposha officially launched a new honey processing plant at the Komako Hub. The facility will enhance value addition for honey produced by local community forest groups, creating green jobs and providing alternative income sources for rural households. This initiative marks a significant milestone in Zambia's green transition, reflecting strong collaboration between government, local communities, and development partners. It highlights the country's commitment to balancing environmental protection with sustainable economic growth. And as Zambia affirms its commitment to green development, the nation also strengthened its border enforcement. The Department of Immigration has arrested 97 suspected illegal immigrants following a coordinated national operation carried out between May 30th and June 1st, 2025. According to Chief Public Relations Officer Namatin Shinika, the operation also led to the removal of 85 individuals from the country and the conviction of 28 others for violating migration laws. Mr. Shinika reveals that the enforcement activity spanned multiple locations including Lusaka, Kasempa, Solwezi, Chipata, and Lundazi. He says among those apprehended were nationals from Burundi, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Somalia, Tanzania, and Malawi. Mr. Shinika reports that in Lusaka, 48 individuals were apprehended, including 39 Burundians, 7 Congolese, 1 Rwandan, and 1 Somalian, while 1 Congolese woman was released upon presenting a valid temporary permit receipt.
The Department of Immigration conducted a series of routine enforcement operations across the country between 30th May and 1st June 2025, resulting in the apprehension of 97 suspected illegal immigrants, the removal of 85 illegal immigrants, and the conviction of 28 persons for various immigration offenses. On 1st June 2025, the Lusaka Regional Immigration Office conducted an operation in Lusaka's Ballaston, Chaisa, SOS, Obama, Kapanana, Kalingalinga, Mtendere, and Garden Chululu areas. The operation led to the apprehension of 48 suspected illegal immigrants, 46 males and 2 females. These included 39 Burundians, 7 Congolese, 1 Rwandese, and 1 Somali national, all of whom were either undocumented or found conducting business without valid immigration permits. The national was released after producing a receipt for a temporary permit. They are currently detained pending further screening and possible prosecution.
Mr. Shinika further explains that in Kasempa, 21 people were taken into custody, 20 Tanzanians and 1 Congolese refugee linked to suspected illegal mining operations. He discloses that 10 of Tanzanians were charged with unlawful stay, while the remaining 10 were found to have given false information to immigration officials. Mr. Shinika also notes that in Solwezi, 14 Congolese refugees were detained for conducting business without necessary permits. He says routine checks in Chipata resulted in the arrest of 14 individuals, 12 of whom were Malawian nationals. Mr. Shinika urges the public to remain vigilant and report any suspected immigration violations to the nearest immigration office. He reaffirms the department's commitment to upholding the Immigration and Deportation Act.
Individuals in Nyansolo area of Mufumbwe district on 27th and 28th May 2025. These included 20 Tanzanians and 1 Congolese refugee suspected to be illegal miners. 10 of the Tanzanians were apprehended for unlawful stay, while the other 10 were apprehended for giving false information to an immigration officer. The Congolese refugee was found outside a designated refugee settlement without a valid pass. All suspects are detained pending prosecution. Further, in Solwezi, the Regional Immigration Office apprehended 14 Congolese refugees, 10 males and 4 females, on 29th May 2025 for engaging in business without permits in the Kisasi area. Additionally, a 22-year-old Zambian national, Stanley Abasi, was apprehended for obstruction after attempting to interfere with the operation, resulting in the escape of 1 suspect. Furthermore, the Chipata Regional Immigration Office apprehended 14 suspected illegal immigrants on 31st May 2025 during routine compliance checks within the Central Business District. The group comprised 12 Malawans apprehended for illegal entry and 2 others suspected to be undocumented Malawans claiming Zambian nationality or are in detention pending further investigations. Additionally, the Lundazi Immigration Office apprehended 7 suspected Malawans on 30th May 2025 in Chasefu district in an operation which targeted the Friday market day along the Zambia-Malawi border. The individuals remain in custody pending prosecution. In a separate operation, the Chingola Immigration Office on 1st June 2025 successfully removed 19 Malawi nationals through Mami border control after they paid court-imposed fines ranging from 1,500 to 6,000 kwacha. The offenses included illegal entry, unlawful stay, and engaging in trade without permits. 18 of the 19 had previously been apprehended on 21st February 2025 in Chiwempala and Lulamba areas of Chingola following sustained investigations.
The Ministry of Education has reaffirmed its commitment to integrating the UNESCO qualifications passport into national policy. Speaking at the policy review workshop, Permanent Secretary Dr. Kelvin Mwambwe highlighted that the UQP has enabled over 100 refugees and displaced persons to access education and employment since 2019. The initiative aligns with the SDG 4 and Zambia's 8th National Development Plan. Dr. Mambwe called the consistent legal recognition and institutional support to ensure that all learners, regardless of status, are afforded opportunities to grow.
Because of that realization that education is a right that should not discriminate who accesses it. It is also a powerful enabler of human potential, dignity, and opportunity. In our vision for a just and prosperous Zambia, we must ensure that no one is left behind, particularly refugees and persons of concern who have historically faced tremendous barriers to accessing education and employment. Most of us in Zambia, I think, have interacted with our colleagues, refugees, who have come to stay here in Zambia. In fact, they are here now for years. One of my neighbors is actually a former refugee because now he's a Zambian citizen. So you can see that these colleagues or these friends come to stay, to live with us, and therefore we should be concerned of their welfare. Ladies and gentlemen, since its introduction in Zambia in 2019, the UNESCO Qualifications Passport has become an essential instrument for the recognition of skills and qualifications held by individuals who are often excluded from traditional systems due to lack of documentation or disrupted learning pathways. We have very good examples. My own personal friend, who is now in Angola, is back in Angola. We met in South Africa, I guess back during the time I was doing my PhD, narrated to me how he struggled to get his learning experiences acknowledged by the South African government. It took him a lot of resources to ensure that the documentation that he had got recognized. So these are real issues that we're dealing with. So I'm pleased to note that over 100 individuals in Zambia have already benefited from the issuance of these passports, enabling access to further education, training, and employment. These numbers reflect real stories of transformation, empowerment, and hope. Ladies and gentlemen, while we celebrate these successes, we must also recognize that true sustainability depends on full national ownership. Zambia is currently in the process of ratifying the UNESCO Global Convention on the recognition of qualifications concerning higher education. As part of the ratification process, the country is required to establish clear and inclusive mechanisms for the recognition of qualifications held by refugees and forcibly displaced persons. This commitment underscores Zambia's dedication to promoting equitable access to higher education, fostering international academic mobility, and aligning national practices with global standards. Implementing these mechanisms will not only support the integration of displaced individuals into the national education system and labor market, but will also contribute to the broader goals of social inclusion, human rights, and sustainable development. This will require embedding the UQP initiative within our national legal and policy frameworks, ensuring it is not only well-intentioned, but also institutionally supported and legally recognized. We cannot rely on pilot projects or external support indefinitely. Well, we appreciate the external support. It must become part of how our systems work every day for everyone.
We now take our short break. Stay tuned for more news after this.
I've been waiting to hear from you. And I've been watching over you. When you woke up this morning, I was ready to hear from you, but you woke up and chose to devote your time to the multitudes that couldn't be less bothered by your misery. I knew you when you took your first breath, knew you when no one else did. I stood by you on your first day of school, and stood by you when you felt burdened by the troubles of this world. I knew you, my child, and I was there for you through it all. I've been watching over you, and I've been listening as you speak. When you wake up each morning, I wait and listen, hoping you would let me in on the plans you have set for the day. Why won't you just let me in and have me be a part of your life? 'Cause my child, I've been watching, hoping that you will invite me in and let me be there with you every step of the way, trusting that I know what's best for you and would never lead you astray. I've been listening to every little wish you make, and I've been waiting on you though, waiting for you to finally finish those public charades you pull in my name so that we can finally have a heart-to-heart, you and I, waiting for you to welcome me into that very heart you've already deemed irredeemable so that I may renew it, waiting for you to finally listen to all the things I say to you on a daily basis, the pleas, the warning, the advice. My child, I am still waiting, holding on to the fear of losing you. I wait and wait and wait, hoping that you'll be ready though before it is too late. 'Cause my child, I've been listening to you make wishes about how you want to be rich by 24, made by 26, and crowned best of the best by 30, wondering how exactly you think you've got it down all on your own. I've been listening, waiting to hear the part where you finally mention my name, the part where you mention that you're gonna trust me, the part where you shout, I have a Father in heaven who will guide me through it all, clearing the path before it is even in sight and illuminating it so my feet may not falter. A Father who will not only show up, but show off with me. I am still waiting with the hope that you'll be ready before it is too late. Let me in so that we can finally have that heart-to-heart, you and I, waiting with the hope that you'll be ready before it is too late. But I'm still waiting.
Welcome back, and now to a shocking case out of Lusaka. A family accused of concealing the death of a loved one, 52-year-old Sylvia Mtoba Kalaba, her 3 daughters, and a neighbor have pleaded not guilty to manslaughter charges in the Lusaka High Court. The charges stem from the death of her beloved husband, George Kalaba, whose skeletal remains were discovered in their garden compound home in January 2025, nearly 2 years after his disappearance. The accused Sylvia Kalaba, her daughters Wendy 27, Sandra 22, and Natasha 19, and neighbor Pretoria Bandama Mosela 44, are allegedly to have caused the death of Mr. Kalaba between July 1st, 2023 and January 14th, 2025. They have also been charged with concealing a death contrary to Section 9 of the Registration of Births and Deaths Act. Police reports indicate that Sylvia and her daughters lived with Mr. Kalaba's remains, believing he would resurrect, with Mosela participating in regular prayers for his revival. Presiding Judge Annie Onoju has scheduled the commencement of the trial for June 17, 2025. Still in Lusaka, a case of a childization has sparked public concern as Makeni police are investigating a suspected case of childization following the discovery of an abandoned infant outside a private residence in Makeni Road. Police spokesperson Ray Hamonga confirms that the baby was discovered on May 31st, around 20-30 hours, by Mr. Ford, a resident of Londola area who found the infant crying outside his gate. Mr. Monga explains that the child was wrapped in a blanket and left alone, prompting the resident to alert police immediately. The baby was secured and taken to the University Teaching Hospital UTH for medical assessment. After a brief admission, the infant was transferred to a safe home under the care of the Department of Social Welfare, where he is currently receiving support.
Makeni Police Station is investigating a case of childization reported on the 31st of May 2025 at around 21 hours. The report was received via phone call from Mr. Hams Faudi, a Lebanese national residing on Makeni Road, who reported having found an abandoned baby outside his gate. According to Mr. Faudi, on the same day, around 20-30 hours, while at his residence in the Londora area of Makeni, he was alerted by the persistent barking of his dog. Upon checking outside, he discovered the dog standing by the gate and a baby crying nearby. When he opened the gate, he found a male infant estimated to be about 1 month old, wrapped in a baby blanket and left alone. He immediately contacted Makeni Police Station. Officers responded promptly and secured the baby, who was then taken to Investigation Hospital for medical observation. The child was briefly admitted and has since been taken to a safe home by the Department of Social Welfare, where he is currently receiving care. We are making an earnest appeal to members of the public. If anyone has information that may assist in identifying the mother or guardian of the abandoned child, please come forward. You may report in person at Makeni Police Station or any nearest police station. We take this opportunity to remind the public that abandoning a child is a serious offense punishable by law. There are proper channels through which individuals can seek help, and we urge those facing difficulties to reach out to appropriate social services.
We take another break. Coming up is international news and sports news. Stay tuned.
Did you know that mental health conditions are treatable and recovery is possible? Hi, I'm Ngenia Febamoyo. I'm your host on Let's Talk Mental Health. I invite you all to this show where you freely express yourself, and together we find a solution. For more details, you can contact 0777 93 73 92, and we'll be there to help you find solutions to whatever you're going through.
Welcome back. In international news, more than 200 prisoners escaped from a jail in Pakistan's largest city following an earthquake in the early hours of Tuesday, police said. Thousands of inmates broke down doors and locks of their cells and shattered windows after they felt tremors shake the walls at Mali jail in Karachi. Of those who escaped the prison, police said 80 inmates had been recaptured and searches were ongoing for more than 130 still at large. One prisoner was killed in the operation and 2 prison officers injured. A prison superintendent told the BBC inmates began shouting from their cells and barracks and around midnight as they were terrified that the building would collapse on top of them. The Minister of Prisons in the province, Ali Hassan Zardari, has ordered an investigation and warned any officers at fault will be disciplined. The prison superintendent told the BBC that it is not a security lapse, it's all due to a natural disaster. He said security teams at the prison were on high alert and responded to the incident throughout. Families have been protesting outside the jail's main gates, and police said relatives of other inmates are frustrated that visits have been postponed. And we are now in sports news. Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts, Honorable Elvis Nkandu, is in MOOCs, China, strengthening Zambia-China cooperation in youth empowerment, sports and the arts. He met with Mr. Li Tao, representing the mayor of Wuxi, to discuss deepening bilateral collaborations. The delegation also tailored a leading textile company to explore sourcing affordable sportswear for Zambian athletes. The company expressed willingness to partner with Zambia, aiming to enhance sports participation in performance. Minister Nkandu emphasized that these engagements will yield tangible benefits for Zambia's youth, sports, and arts sectors. That sports item brings us to the end of our main news. But before we go, let's take a look at the stories that made headlines. Health Minister reaffirms open door policy and commitment to volunteer recruitment. FRA sets maize buying price at 340 kwacha per 50 kg bag for 2025 season. Zambia signs key agreements for sustainable development. More than 200 inmates escape Pakistan jail after earthquake. Zambia strengthens youth and sport ties with China. Thank you so much for watching. For more news updates, stay glued on our Facebook page, Icu TV, also on our website, icutvzm.com.